Welcome, dear dreamers, to Pumpkin Stories, a magical realm where imagination knows no bounds and dreams come to life. I'm your guide through the realms of wonder and fantasy, ready to whisk you away on a journey to the land of slumber. In the heart of every starlit night, we'll embark on captivating adventures where heroes and heroines emerge from the depths of imagination. From curious creatures in enchanted forests to brave explorers of far-off galaxies, each night a new tale unfolds to embrace your heart and guide you to the sweet embrace of dreams. Let your eyelids grow heavy as you listen to the gentle rustling of leaves, the soothing lullabies of the moon, and the whispers of imagination that dance through the night air. Our channel is a haven where worries fade and the extraordinary takes center stage. So, snuggle under your blanket, close your eyes, and let your mind's eye paint vivid worlds as we embark on a journey of a lifetime. Every night, prepare to be swept away by the magic of storytelling as we present to you Pumpkin Stories. Your dreams are but a tale away. Today's story is yet another classic bedtime story about a smart young man. This is Tom Sawyer. It was a sunny summer Saturday morning, and all was right with the world. The town of St. Petersburg basked in the warmth of the sun. Birds twittered and sang, filling the air with music. The cries and laughter of the town's children, busy playing games of ball and tag and leapfrog, echoed among the shady trees and the red brick homes. Yes, all was right with the world on this summer morning. For everyone but Tom Sawyer, that is. Poor Tom Sawyer watched his friends frolic and shout and run. He watched the mighty steamboats chug up and down the muddy river. But that is all he could do. Watch, for Tom had to fence a paint. Buffalo girls, won't you come out tonight? Come out tonight, come out tonight. As he stood painting the fence, Tom heard a voice singing a funny old song. The voice was getting closer and closer when Tom recognized who it was. It was his good friend Jim. "Why, Jim," Tom said, an idea in his head. "I bet you'd like to paint this fence, huh?" "Oh, Tom," said Jim, "I don't believe I can do that. Your Aunt Polly told me that you would try to get me to do your work for you." "Well," said Tom, "this is hardly work at all. It's fun. I'll just sit and read that comic book of yours while you paint the fence." Jim just shook his head and said, "Nope." Tom shrugged and said, "I'll show you my sword toe." Now, a sword toe isn't something one sees very often, especially a toe so sore that it must be wrapped in a bandage. So Jim agreed to help paint the fence for a quick peek. Just one small peek at Tom's sword toe. "This sure is a funny comic book," Tom laughed. Then he watched Jim paint away. "I know," said Jim. "I've read it 3 times myself." Tom had just continued his reading, and Jim had just restarted his painting when a voice called out from the house.
"Tom Sawyer, I thought I told you to paint that fence by yourself."
It was Aunt Polly. As Aunt Polly came roaring out the front door, Jim quickly scooted down the street. his comic book in his hand. Not so quickly, Tom picked up his brush and bucket and got back to work. Tom began to think of all the fun he would be having if it weren't for Aunt Polly and her lousy fence. He could be off with his pals on some wild adventure or watching the steamboats chug past. Just as Tom thought of the majestic steamboats that cruised the mighty Mississippi, he heard a steamboat, and it looked like it was awfully close. Dum, dum, dum. Tom dropped his paintbrush and whirled around to find his friend Ben Rogers, pretending to be the Big Missouri, the largest, grandest steamboat there was. "Over to starboard," Ben yelled, turning his imaginary boat's wheel. "Men, we're taking on water. Stop her, sir." Tom tried to ignore all of the fun Ben was having. He tried to pay attention to his painting. It was hard to do, though. "Boo, boo. Hi there, Tom," Ben said. Tom pretended that his friend wasn't there. "You have work to do today, huh?" asked Ben, polishing a crisp red apple. "That's too bad. I'm going swimming. I'd bet you'd rather work, though." "Work?" Tom asked, a plan hatching in his mind. "Why, this isn't work. This painting is loads of fun." "Looks like work to me," Ben said. "Well, maybe it is," said Tom, "but I sure like it." "I bet I'd like it too. It's not every day that you get to paint a fence, is it? Can I paint just a bit?" said Ben. "Well, I don't think I can let you," Tom said. "You see, my Aunt Polly is awful set on how she wants her fence painted. You might mess it all up." But by now, Ben Rogers wanted to paint that old fence more than anything in the world. "I'll give you my apple core," Ben said. "Give me the whole thing," Tom replied. So Ben handed his apple to Tom, and Tom pretended to be sad as he handed the paintbrush to Ben. But deep inside, Tom was happy to get out of the work. Before he knew it, Tom was surrounded by all of the other children of St. Petersburg. They had seen how much Ben wanted to paint. Now they want to paint too. Tom sat there, munching on his apple, and planning how he would trick the rest of the children. Once Ben Rogers was tired of painting, Tom let Billy Fisher paint. Once Billy had handled his new kite, and once Billy Fisher was tired out, Tom traded Johnny Miller the chance to paint for a rat and a piece of string. By the end of the morning, the happiest boy in St. Petersburg was Tom Sawyer. At his feet, he had a pile of treasures: a jaw harp, a bright piece of blue glass, a toy cannon, a key that had no lock, a piece of yellow chalk, a bottle cap, a toy soldier, 2 tadpoles, a kitten, a brilliant brass doorknob, a dog collar without a dog, and an orange peel without an orange inside. Yes, sir, that morning Tom Sawyer was the happiest boy in St. Petersburg, sitting there in the shade while his friends painted on Polly's fence. Hope you enjoyed this one. Good night and sweet dreams by Pumpkin Stories.